I was both surprised and not surprised when we walked into Olivia's apartment. It was one of those old beachfront apartments, not quite good enough to be a condo. Whoever owned the building had at least torn out the old carpet, probably after one of the bad hurricane seasons. Jules and Dan lived in an apartment just like it, almost. Not a bad place, I told her, looking around. Mounted up all around the living room, she had posters, signed posters no less, from at least a dozen concerts. "It's home," Olivia said with a shrug. She threw her bag onto a bookshelf near the door and kicked her shoes off of her feet. Her apartment smelled good, like soap and spices and coffee. It reminded me weirdly of my mom's place, something about the soap smell. "If I'm going to stay up the rest of the night working, I am definitely going to need some coffee. Want some?" "Sure," I said, turning away to peruse the posters on the walls so Olivia wouldn't see me grin. For once, the traffic up US 1 hadn't been backed up. We'd gotten from last weekend to Olivia's place in less than 20 minutes. I heard her moving around in the kitchen, her bare feet barely making a sound on the tile. "OK Go, Depeche Mode, The Killers, 9 Inch Nails." "It's not only local shows I go to," Olivia called from the kitchen. But there were local posters on the wall, displayed just as proudly as the big-name acts. Upper Class Trash, The Band in Heaven, The Mission Vio, The Darling Sweets, Deaf Poets, and more. I heard a beep, and then the puffing, churning, gurgling sound of coffee brewing. "Did you really just want to watch me work? That's sure to be pretty boring," Olivia said. I looked over my shoulder and then turned around. I shrugged. "I really just wasn't ready to let you out of my sight," I admitted. "Nick, I'm not going to just sleep with you," Olivia told me, crossing her arms over her chest. "I'm not here expecting you to jump me," I said, holding my hands up. "Coffee, conversation, and at the end of the night I'll call Jules or someone, or catch a lift. As long as you're not going to start some shit at the magazine for me not sleeping with you," Olivia said doubtfully. I laughed. "Because it'd be great for my reputation to go around telling people that I couldn't talk my way into a girl's pants." "Obviously you wouldn't bitch about me that obvious way," Olivia said defensively. But like I could call up your editor and say you were unprofessional or some shit like that." Olivia hesitated for a second and then nodded. "And then everyone would know that the only reason I do something like that is because you wouldn't put out. And that'd be the same thing as calling up to say that bitch wouldn't get in bed with me, you should fire her." I shook my head. "I'm not that stupid, even if I was that mean. And I'm not that mean." Olivia bit her bottom lip and looked at me speculatively for a moment longer. "Okay," she said finally, exhaling in a short, sharp burst. "I get that you have to be careful," I said with a little grin. "You're cute, and you're trying to get ahead. Everyone's gonna be looking to talk shit." "You're right about that," Olivia said, turning and walking back into the kitchen. I followed her. "You keep saying you don't want to sleep with me. I think you're protesting too much." "Do you want cream and sugar, or do you take your coffee black?" Olivia started as she turned around and saw me only a few feet away. "Black is fine," I told her. I saw the quick rush of blood into her face, the way her eyes widened. I felt my lips twitch, but managed to keep myself from grinning at the little confirmation of what was on my mind. Olivia turned away from me towards the fridge. She pulled out a carton of milk and I hung back and watched her bustle around, grabbing mugs, pouring the coffee with a surprisingly steady hand. She was flustered, but she was holding on to her composure as if it was life itself. A thought crept up in my mind. "Why are you so nervous about me?" I leaned against the counter. "Nervous?" Olivia turned and looked up at me through her dark eyelashes. "Blushing, jumping, and you keep insisting that you're never gonna have sex with me." "I didn't say never,"